All right. So we're going to do an exercise here on interviewing. And so, I'll ask this just to set it up. Does anybody feel like in an interview, you can really get to know the person? Like, do you feel in that 10 minutes you can really sit down and get to know the person? I'm going to go back to that question a little bit, but I'm going to do an exercise with you all. And as I do this with Janice, I want you to think of some things, okay? Usually I do this in a different order, but for this case, we'll do it this way. I want you to think about a characteristic of an employee, good or bad, right? But hopefully a good employee and what makes a good employee here at Trilogy. And see if you can think of that characteristic in one or two words, okay? So then I'm just going to ask Janice a series of questions, and I want you guys to think about her answers, okay? And then we're going to do an exercise when we're done. Everybody understand? Any questions? Hi, Janice.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Thanks for coming in today. Got a couple questions, and I'm going to start with this. Where are you from, Janice?
I'm from a little town of Kaleida, Ohio.
Kaleida, Ohio, Putnam County.
Yep.
Yes, I've been there. We've got 3 or 4 campuses up there. So Putnam County. Where'd you go to high school, Janice?
Kaleida High School. I grew up in Kaleida.
So you were born in Kaleida, went to Kaleida High School. Is it a big high school or is it a small high
No,
school?
my graduating class was 54.
54. So small high school.
Yeah, very small. We
Did
don't
you
even
like
have
it?
a football team. Oh, yeah. I was on the state basketball team.
Oh, you
We won
were?
state 2 years
You didn't have a football team, but you had enough to play basketball.
Yep.
You had enough girls to play basketball?
We were actually really good.
Okay.
We went,
Oh, so you had a really good team.
oh, yeah.
How far did you guys go?
We won state 2 years in a row, and then we went undefeated till the next year regional finals.
Wow.
Yeah.
So were you a starter?
No.
No. You were on the team, but you weren't a starter. You said no like that. Did you?
I was a bench warmer.
Okay.
But I got to play on the St. John's Arena in Columbus, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like being on the team?
Yes.
What did you like about being on the team?
Just the belonging, like belonging on a team, being involved with the team.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Was practice hard?
Yeah.
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 Do you remember your coach's name?
Frank.
Frank?
Yeah.
You remember Frank's last name?
Yes.
Yeah. If I called Frank and I said, hey, we're talking to Janice. Was Janice on the basketball team, that wonderful state basketball team? What's he going to say?
I'll probably remember. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there was 4 seniors on the team.
Yeah. So he'll remember Janice. And will he say she was a bench warmer, or would he say she was a pretty important part of that team?
He probably would say important part.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
All right.
so.
So you went to high school. You played on a really good women's basketball team. Did you do anything else? Were you in clubs, other sports?
I was in, they called it Campus Life. It was kind of like a Christian club. We met like every once a week, you know, just kind of outside of school, just to kind of talk about things, you know.
Why'd you do that club? Just to be part of another group, or was do you have a?
It had the same kind of values I had. I mean, went to church. I go to church. You know, it just kind of had the same values I had. It kind of talked about the same kind of things I like to, you know, be involved in, that kind of stuff.
Fantastic. So you did clubs. You played women's basketball. Did you play any other sports?
No.
No. Did you work while you were in high school?
I babysat, actually.
You babysat. Who'd you babysat? Family or friends or
group? It was 3 boys.
3 boys.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Little boys.
They were. I think the oldest was like 8.
Yeah.
And then down from there.
Did you enjoy being a babysitter?
Oh yeah, I loved kids.
What'd you like? What'd you like about being a babysitter?
That one of the families I babysat for, they always said they would recommend me to like other families just to do like a weekend thing, because if like the first time I babysat, by the end of that day, I was, you know, friends with them. I loved working with kids. That was my
Awesome. School, were you good in school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
A's, B's?
A's and B's.
Yeah. So 4.0 kind of?
Probably about maybe a 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah.
You remember the name of the principal at your school?
No.
What was your favorite class?
Math.
Math. You remember your math teacher?
Mrs. Worth.
Mrs. Worth.
Yeah.
If we called Mrs. Worth and said Janice said she was really good at math, is she going to say, yeah, Janice was really good at math, or is she going to say, nah, probably not?
No, yes.
She's better basketball player.
No.
Yeah. So good at math. You worked. You did pretty good in school. You played sports. You were in clubs. Great. So you graduated high school. What did you decide to do then, Janice?
I actually went to, I worked at a grocery store.
Oh, you did? What grocery store?
Food Town.
Food Town. Is that a big, I'm not familiar.
It was a chain. They, back in, let's see, it was 2003 is when they they ended up closing the whole facility. A Spartan stores brought them and they kind of ran them out. And I was there for 13 years. So.
And what did you do there?
I was a cashier. I decorated cakes. I was a deli manager. I mean, it was just I kind of moved up in the role of bookkeeper.
So you moved all the way up through.
Yeah.
So is it still a chain that's in existence?
No, they actually when Spartan brought them, it took them a year to run us under. So I kind of went back to school, and I always wanted to be a nurse, so I went back to school for nursing.
So you worked your way up. So how'd you get those opportunities? I mean, what did they approach you usually, or did you go to them saying?
They had like job postings, and then we would move up. They'd train you, and you'd move up in the.
How many hours a week did you typically work when you were at the grocery store?
40 hours.
40 hours. Was that a lot of hours, or was that?
It's pretty typical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever work more than that?
Not usually.
Not usually.
Yeah.
Would you have if they asked you
Oh,
to?
yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you worked at the grocery store. How did you get into healthcare? How did you get into being in senior care?
I always wanted, going through school, I always wanted to be a nurse. I actually was, when I was, the grocery store closing was kind of a blessing. I always wanted to go back to school for nursing. When I was going through nursing school, it was I wanted to be either like a hospice nurse or elderly or pediatrics. My dad actually kind of pushed me in the right direction. He kind of told me I couldn't be that nurse to give that kid a shot. So I kind of went towards the geriatrics, and I can't see myself doing anything else. I call them my old people. I love working with the older generation, their wisdom, the memory care. I love working with the memory. I call them pleasantly confused. I love working with that generation.
When you work with those folks and you work at Trilogy, if somebody asks you what you do, what do you tell them? If they say, what do you do for a living? What do you tell them?
I take care of the older generation. I take care of my old people. They're my people.
I'm going to pause there. Thank you. That was the best interview I think I've ever done.
Thank you.
I'm not kidding you. In this exercise, I'd hire Gina's every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Yeah.